Hey guys, and welcome back to another book video with your two favorite book nerds, Amy
and Kelly.
Today, it is time for book
There we go.
Yeah, we're gonna be going through the tournament today and finding out what Romantasy book is the ultimate Romantasy book?
Something along that line, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It mainly, if you haven't seen part 1, you should go and check that out, where we like explain everything that's going on with this challenge, why we're doing it, how we set it up.
Got the brackets.
Go check out the bracket. Yep, I put a link in the description for part 1 where you can make your own picks and vote on it. I don't know how long the voting's going to be open for that. How long it'll let you vote. Because I had to pick an end date. It wouldn't let me post it without an end date.
Oh, wow.
So I don't remember what day I picked.
It might be done. But you can at
remember.
least see the bracket. Maybe you can't fill it out online, but you can still make your own predictions.
Yeah, and I will probably put it on the screen here now or multiple times throughout this video.
Yes.
As we go along, so yeah. Should we just hop into
Let's
it?
just hop in, I guess. Yeah. I will just say, when I picked mine, I don't know if you had a method for how you're going to pick them, but mine was, first off, did I like the book? But then it was, okay, so I had 2 books. Because of course, when you get down to like the final 2, you know, I did decide which one I thought fit Romantasy better than the other one. So I know there was at least one instance where I did like one book better, but it did not fit Romantasy as well as the other book.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
Okay.
I was going on like the whole of just how did this book make me feel?
Yeah.
Like while I was reading it. Like,
well, I mean, definitely like the first one, you know, the first matchup, it was like a no-brainer. I hated the one book and I loved the other. So it was a no-brainer. I don't care. I couldn't care less what that was about, because it wasn't gonna, that one book was not going through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
So that was the first one. Did I love the book? Which did I like better? And if there was a big discrepancy, then obviously the one I liked went through. But if it was close, I did decide. I went with what fit Romantasy better.
Okay.
That's how I decided.
I think that's a good way to do it. Because I know when it was coming down to the end, because I did kind of like a fast version of going through it, and I'm like, when I got down to the end, the 2 books that were left, I'm like, I cannot pick.
I know.
And so it's like, exactly. that would be the only way to pick between those 2.
Yeah.
So round 1, the number 1 seed, which was Followed by Frost, versus The X-Hex by Erin Sterling. So I feel like this one's gonna be pretty easy for us to pick which one's gonna go on to the next round.
This one was an easy one for me. Yep. Definitely. Yep. No doubts.
Yeah. This was the first book that I read for this whole challenge, and it blew my mind. I loved this book. And I would have never read it if it weren't for you picking it and recommending it. So yeah. I read this book a long time ago. I loved it, so that's why I picked it. But then I reread it, and I'm like, yep, that still holds up.
It holds up so well.
Let me pick it. I'm trying to pick it on my phone so I can make a bracket. Yeah. Oh, voting has ended. In case you were wondering.
Oh well. Write it out.
Yep, I'm gonna have to.
Write it out. Okay. The next matchup was also a no-brainer.
Yes. Divine Rivals versus Fortuna Sworn, which we don't have a physical copy of.
No.
And we are both very happy we don't have a physical copy.
And we are perfectly fine with that one, yes.
Yep.
So.
Divine Rivals obviously is moving on.
Yes.
In this one. I DNF Fortuna Sworn. I could not do it. And with having so many books to read, I'm just like, I'm not gonna try and suffer through it.
I did. I did. And it did not get better. Well, I mean, it got better. The writing got better. It leveled off. The character did not get better. Most everything else did not get better.
Is number 3, The Blue Sword versus Gods of Jade and Shadow.
Yeah, this was another no-brainer.
Yep. Oh, thank heavens. I thought we were going to have a battle on this one.
Oh, no. Did you not watch the clip I sent you? The update clip?
I don't know if I've gotten to that one yet.
This? Okay, so I love this book. I still love this book. What I understand about this book is it is a product of its time. It was written in like 1982, 1983, where this kind of narrative style was a lot more common, but I mean, I still love it because I just love the way Robin McKinley writes. I love her descriptions. I love everything about the way she writes. And I still love Harry as a character. But it just, first of all, it reads way younger than I remember it reading. And the romance is not near as prominent in this book as I remember it being. And so I would not have picked this book if I remembered it better.
Gotcha.
Once I reread it, I was like, no, I shouldn't have picked that book. So that was kind of why.
Gotcha.
It was a no-brainer for me. Not that I don't love the book, because I still love the book.
Next is the number 4 seed at Spinning Silver versus the number 13 seed, Assistant to the Villain.
Okay. So, this is the one I'm wondering about.
Okay, so I already know we're gonna differ. I want this one to go through.
This one.
No.
This one. This
No.
one.
I don't know if I want to use this yet. It's too early. So, a quick little thing from part 1. We each have these little signs that little blocks. We can block the shot, you know?
Yep.
And we can only use this once throughout the whole tournament to keep a book from someone else's pick from going through and ours.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a trump card. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to use it.
Okay, so I will just say why.
Okay.
So I liked both books. This one I rated much higher than I rated this one. I think romance level is about the same in both of them, and I like the romance in this one better. I liked Evie as a character, but she started to grate on me. Some of the things that she did were just a little ridiculous, and the sunshiny trope went a little too far into, like, she behaved like a dingbat sometimes, and it wasn't because she's a dingbat, it was because the author made her too sunshiny. And so I just didn't I didn't buy into Evie that well.
I guess I kind of just looked over all of that because it's like all the rest of it was just so ridiculous that I didn't take any of it seriously. And so her being so over the top sunshiny and just whatever, I'm just like, that's just part of the ridiculousness of this book.
But I don't think, I mean, the absurdity of it was why I liked the book at all. Because I think I said, if a character named Michael Scott had shown up in this book, I would not have been surprised at all. But the thing is that she wrote Evie and Tristan more straight than the rest of the book. And so when it was so over the top stupid, the way she behaved, and at times it took it like she acted dumb. She acted like she was so naive, and then would turn around in the next breath and not be naive. And so I did not care for that as much. Whereas Tristan had none of that. None of it at all. So I liked the romance better in this one, and I liked Miriam as a character better in this one. That's why I chose this one. But I don't know that I'm ready to block it either.
I know. I'm like kind of like looking at the rest of the bracket. I'm like, what? What else could be coming up that I would feel so strongly about wanting to move through? I don't know. I just love, I don't know. I'm not going to say love. Love's a strong word. I really enjoyed this book a lot. And I will say I love the villain. Okay? I love the whole, like, the grumpiness of him. And just, I loved him. I did hate the end when the, like, real villain was revealed.
Oh, I did. I liked that.
Hated all of it.
That's actually something I liked.
I mean, it made no sense to me. It came out of freaking left field.
Well, but the rest of the book is so damn absurd that I didn't really mind it that much. And normally that would...
And Kingsley?
But that's not part of the romance.
It just doesn't have to be. It was part of the book.
But I liked this book better. As a whole, I liked this book better. But I also liked this book. And I didn't think that the villain was written all that great either. Because he was sitting here, I mean, it was like in his own head going, you know, oh, she's cute or whatever. No, she's not cute. That's ridiculous. I don't think cute. What the hell, man? Come on. I mean, it was just so cringy is what it was. There was just parts that were cringy. Like at the very, very beginning. It was, oh, I skipped that part because it just got to the point where I was like, oh, this is just ridiculous. Nobody acts this way. Literally nobody acts this way. Okay, I don't want to block and you don't want to block. Should we rock, paper, scissors or what?
No, I will allow.
You gonna bow?
I'm gonna bow out.
Okay. Alright, what's next?
Next we have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon.
Oh,
which we don't have.
I have it.
Oh, Kelly has. There we go. Here we are.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, okay. I picked this one too.
I picked this.
Yeah.
I DNF'd this book.
Did you really?
Yep.
Oh.
I think I got about 50%. I think I made it 50% of the way, and I just was like, this is too much, man. Like, it's trying too hard to be modern, and I hated that, and I just didn't, I don't know, just the things that Cinnamon was saying about this demon, I'm like, girl, this is not working for me. I couldn't do it, and it was just, no.
The anachronism is what I liked about this book, actually.
That's a big word. You're gonna have to define that for me.
The modern language in like a medieval setting.
Gotcha.
Okay, so remember like Heath Ledger's movie The Knight's Tale?
Yes.
That's very anachronistic.
Oh, okay.
Those things didn't happen back then. But I think because the author meant to do it and was intentionally pushing that, I was like the first 50 pages of this book, I was rolling on the floor. I mean, the scene with her and her family at the breakfast table.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like when
so that
spare child.
Yeah.
You
it just killed me. And when it opens up and she's drunk. It is very funny to me. But I didn't like the romance. Because the demon, Fallon, I mean, started out like being funny too. Like teasing her and joking with her. And then, I mean, the minute they started to get close to being a couple, it was a flip. Flip into the touch her and die and you do what I say.
Oh my gosh, I hate that so much.
Yeah, well, that was part of that book too.
That is true. That is true.
But yeah, it
wasn't as strong in this. Listen to the
I didn't like the romance part of it. The physical romance, I should say. When they weren't doing it, it was better. Their relationship was better when they were not physical. But when they got into the physical relationship, I was like, no, this is dumb. Because his character just flipped, and I didn't like it.
I didn't get to that part.
I didn't like it at all. So, yeah, this one. It was sweet. It was funny. And the romance is so cute.
Yes, this is another one of those, like, Grumpy Sunshine, but it's done so much better.
But it's not so extreme, Grumpy Sunshine.
Yeah. Oh my
it's not so extreme.
I loved Jamie.
Yeah,
I loved him
sweet.
so much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My heart. Like,
yeah.
all the time just
so yeah, that one definitely.
Now we have Half a Soul versus The Night Circus.
Okay. We don't have Half a Soul.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I picked Half a Soul.
I did as well! The Night Circus is great. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
But Half a Soul is so much better. It's like Bridgerton, but with magic, and I loved it.
And again with the Grumpy Sunshine.
Yes.
Apparently we like Grumpy Sunshine.
Yes.
When it's done well.
Gilmore Girls, of course we do.
Yeah. And Theodora is she's such a good character. I mean,
yes.
Obviously coded in a fantasy world to be neurodivergent, you know. But just the way she acts and the fact that it's kind of a find your people kind of book too, you know. I love that book. I really do. So.
Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with Elias.
Yeah.
So much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was a great character.
Oh, swooning over here while I'm reading the book. Just.
He was a great character. I liked that a lot. There's 2 more books in that little quote series too.
What? The next matchup we have.
Now we got
Undertaking of Heart and Mercy and Beauty.
Yep. Well, I know what you're gonna pick, but we do agree.
Do we really?
We do.
So I saved my blood for no reason?
We do.
No!
You did. And I will say why, because I still love Beauty. I do. And I get why you don't like it. I get it. Totally. But again, I think it's one of those written for its time. The thing that as an adult reread, I haven't read it in years. But on adult reread, so much focus was put on Beauty's physical appearance. Yes. And that doesn't read real well anymore. But I also think that Beauty's character outside of that, like, because she doesn't think she's pretty, because she thinks she's ugly, she focuses on her brain and her other abilities, and I think she makes a pretty independent character after that. And I just kind of thought the romance with the Beast was sweet. And I get that people don't like Beauty and the Beast because, you know, Stockholm Syndrome and all of that. I get that. But I don't care. It's a fairy tale and it's one of my favorites, so I still love it. However,
how can you ever vote against Heart? How can you vote against him?
This book, so this is one of the ones that came down to what do I think fits Romantasy better. And even though a fairy tale, this just does.
Yeah.
This just does. I love this book.
Gosh, just the relationship with Heart and Mercy is just the best ever. And then, like, if you guys have been watching over on our TikTok, the clips that we have submitted, oh my gosh, this book, it broke me in half at the end and then just put me back together, and I was like, oh my gosh. It was amazing. It's amazing. I love this book so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say there's a lot of parallels between this book and Divine Rivals.
Yes.
So if you like this book, you'll like Divine Rivals, I think.
Yes.
If you like Divine Rivals, you probably like this book
100%.
as well. Because there's similar plot lines. There's similar, you know, like letter exchanging lines. You know, I wouldn't say enemies to lovers, but disliking each other to lovers. I don't know that either one of these couples were ever truly enemies, but...
No, that is a strong word, but definitely they had some type of mutual dislike.
Just kind of they didn't take to each other. Sometimes you just don't like people, so...
Yeah.
But they learned better.
They did.
And you know she's got another book in this world coming out, Frank and Twyla.
I'm buying it.
I think that's coming out in a couple months.
The second it comes out, I'm buying it.
I've already pre-ordered it, so yeah. Okay, anyway, moving on.
We have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies versus Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber.
Yeah. I picked this one.
Oh my god!
I'm just jumping in, letting you know. Okay, you can make your pick now.
That's fair, no. This book was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay. I loved the Prince of Hearts. His character. Yes. I have something for grumpy, broody men. Okay, apparently. He was just...
But what I liked, because this is the first in a trilogy as well, and I'm positive, because I went in thinking he was the love interest in this book.
Yeah.
And not in this book, he's not.
No, I wish he was.
I kind of like that they aren't, you know, he's an asshole in this book.
He is, but that's why I like him.
He's out to...
Wait, it's all coming full circle now.
It's all coming back to me.
Look at what I dated.
But, I mean, you can tell there's something there. And like I said, from reviews I've seen of this book, I thought that was it. So, really, the whole prince thing, I never got that. Because she was like, her queen asked her to travel north to this other kingdom, and then as some kind of like diplomat, emissary, and then all of a sudden halfway through the journey, she's thinking like, oh, maybe I can win the prince over. You know, I'm like, what? Wait, what? When did that happen?
Right.
And then she arrives in the city and she's like considered by the press a rival for his, and I went, what? When did that happen?
Yeah, everything surrounding that whole bit was just, I didn't understand the point of it.
I don't know how well it's because Jax had an agenda.
I mean, I guess I understood the point, but I didn't like it. Put it that way.
I mean, Jax had an agenda with it. So, but anyway, I don't know how we got there. It was a bit of a jump. I guess to do a blanket thing because of the other things that bothered me, it read a bit too YA for me to love. Because again, the parties and constantly describing in detail exactly what everybody was wearing, and of course they weren't just pretty ball gowns. They were, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's a little bit too of a modern prom twist for me.
Agreed.
Whereas this book is amazing.
Amazing is a stretch.
Emily Wilde.
Amazing is a stretch, but I did enjoy it, and I really liked Wendell.
Yeah, I do. I like Emily too. I think she's a good character.
Yeah, she's kind of similar to
Theodora.
Yep.
In Half a Soul. All right.
Round two. So round quarterfinals.
Okay, we're down to our Elite Eight. Okay, now here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Followed by
right off the bat. Right off the bat.
Versus Divine Rivals.
Sweet. I went this way.
Oh no! I will use it this time. What if I do? You know, this book was great. Okay, Followed by Frost was great. I loved it. But this book broke me. The emotions I felt reading this book made me cry. This book made me just smile through the whole thing. Sometimes it made me just feel all of the emotions, and it hurt, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Okay? This book, it was cute, and it was fun. It was kind of sad sometimes, and it just was like a nice little ride, and I really loved it a lot. But this book!
Okay, so it made me cry, but not like, I don't know, I didn't feel that through the whole thing. I mean, I didn't feel that level through the whole thing. I think it was great. I think it was really good at talking about war and talking about loneliness and abandonment and sorrow. At one part, when it was talking about grief, that's actually where I cried the most. It was like a midway point. That is where I really cried the most, because I just didn't, I mean, they were a good couple, but I didn't feel that much for them. I don't know. Anyway, I did like it. And I'm trying to decide if it's worth fighting for. I'm not sure. I mean,
well, you might not be sure, but I
am. She hit it first.
I will defend this book till my dying breath.
You know what? You used your block.
That's fine.
I had this one all the way. That's how much I love this book.
Sorry.
Well, no, and I think it's just the romance in this book was just about as perfect as it gets for me. Because it felt more real than some of these other situations. So,
that's fair.
That was why. Okay, well there you go.
Next, we have Gods of Jade and Shadow versus Spinning Silver.
Yeah! There's no question. There's no question here.
Yeah, that's an easy pick.
I liked them both equally as well as books and stories, but the romance in this one was just
so much better.
Top notch.
Yes. Yes, indeedy. Very Secret Society and Half a Soul.
I went with Half a Soul.
Yeah.
That's what I went with.
I agree.
And the main reason that I went with that is because I like that book better than I like this book. And I love this book, but I only gave this like 4 stars. And I think I gave Half a Soul like 4.5, maybe 5 even. I mean, I like the book better. I like the romance better.
And now is the moment Amy realizes that she used her block too soon.
I bet you, I don't know, we'll see. So did I.
Oh my god! Yes!
I did. And this is where I said that Romantasy was going to make my choice. Because this is a Romantasy book where I don't think this really is. I like this book as well, equally. I mean, I like them both. I give them both 5 stars. I do like them both. The character development, the world development's better in this book. That was one thing that was lacking for me in this book, but this is Romantasy. This is not, in my opinion. So that's why I went with that. Okay.
Right, so what does that bring us to? That's the final 4. We're in the final 4.
We're in the final 4.
Oh goodness.
But now guess what we've got?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
You know what's happening now, right?
Just do it fast. I don't want to see. Yep. Yep.
This is a better book. It's a better book.
No.
It's a better love story. Adore it. Adore it. People could quibble with me about if it's romance with a capital R because there's not technically a happily ever after. But there is not in that book either.
That's
so,
well, but that one has a sequel. That one does not.
It does, but I don't care. Because I like this book better. I like the romance in this book better. You ain't gonna top this for romance for me by much. So, and since Followed by Frost is gone, I don't know.
Undertaking of Heart and Mercy versus Half a Soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Half a Soul, but I love this one more.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's more developed. I think the romance is more developed in this one. I do think Half a Soul is Romantasy. It is romance with a capital R. There's a happily ever after. But this is just more developed. There's more to it. There's more meat to the romance in this one, so.
So good.
Yep. But Half a Soul is flipping amazing. So that brings us to
the finals. And
Here we
neither one of us has a block. This is the moment. And I bet we're gonna disagree. We need to fight it out.
I don't think we're gonna disagree.
You know?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah. Because again, what it boils down to is it romantasy?
That's fair.
And this, as much as I love it, as much as I love this romance and how it fit with the story, this is romantasy. It is. So.
We are the champions, my friend. Banana.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, good days.
That wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be.
I know, I thought it was going to be worse. I mean, I'm still sad about Divine Rivals, but that made my end decision easier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had these two as my final two.
Yeah.
Initially.
I had this one and Followed by Frost as my final two. So.
There you have it. Go read this book, for sure. And Followed by Frost. And Gods of Jade and Shadow. And Divine Rivals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really any of our Elite 8.
Yeah.
They were all, well, almost all 5-star reads for me. The only one I gave Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches a 4-star. But other than that, I think I gave 5 stars to all the others. And see our final bracket? Yep. Maybe. Maybe. If she does it, it will be right here.
If I can figure out how to edit that in. I'm sure I could do it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So that would mean that our loser bracket would have been Followed by Frost up against Spinning Silver and The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches up against Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So Followed by Frost and Spinning Silver, we said Followed by Frost. And Secret Society and Emily Wilde's, we picked Secret Society. I had to debate it. I had to, because I love Emily Wilde's. But Secret Society is much more romantasy. So then in that, for third place, we had Followed by Frost and The Very Secret Society, which we agreed Followed by Frost.
Yeah.
So Heart and Mercy took it all. Second place, Gods of Jade and Shadow, Followed by Frost in third. Yeah. And I am not upset with that lineup.
I'm not either. So, since this all kind of spurred from the whole, like, do you like romantasy?
Mm-hmm.
What was the whole...
Ooh, do I like romantasy?
Yeah. Are you going to keep hating on it, or...
Okay, so I said in one of my clips that I did not, before I read them, I did not think I was going to like Assistant to the Villain or That Time I Get Drunk and Saved a Demon. And the reason I said that was because I think a lot of romantasy is contemporary romance dressed up as fantasy. And I thought that that's what those were going to be. I don't like that. And I don't think I like anything that takes it way too seriously. Like, even though Divine Rivals was a serious book, I don't think it, like, took itself so seriously.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I've never read them, so, I mean, and I know there's a lot of fans, but it feels to me, some of the things, the reviews I've read, the clips I've read, the samples I've read, that, like, the Sarah J. Maas books take themselves very seriously. And it seems like they're really attempting to be dark, but they're just dumb. And again, I've never read them. This is just my impression and why I don't want to read them. But they just feel like, I don't know, like they're very, they just take themselves very seriously. And it just seems like the things that I've seen of it, like the male interests are not that great. And y'all can like debate me, but I've seen quotes and I've seen descriptions and I'm not like, what? Really? Okay, sure. So I don't anticipate that. I have already said I will never read Fourth Wing because I've read a sample and I've seen spoiler reviews and I'm like, really? No. Because again, it feels like a book that takes itself very seriously. Like, and aren't I cool? Aren't I very cool sort of book? I'm like, no, you're not. So, if it is absurd, like Assistant to the Villain, then yes, I will probably like that. I won't hate on that. If it is honestly sweet and a good romance that's not a contemporary romance trying to dress itself up as something different, the fantasy so much played into this book. You know, you could not have had the same story without the fantasy elements. You couldn't have had with Divine Rivals the same book, or followed by Frost. You could not have had the same book without those fantasy elements. And so that to me makes a good romantasy. So if it's like that, I will read it. But I'm not going to be reading Sarah J. Maas anytime soon. Or anything like that, because that's what I feel like I mean when I say it's just contemporary. You might as well be Colleen Hoover dressed up in a fantasy world.
Facts.
And I'm not reading any of her books either, so. Anyway, that's a long, long explanation to say, yeah,
some of it. I'll read some of it.
I'll read some of it, and I'll try not to dog on it as a whole. But if it is featuring a really hot, dark, brooding guy, and a really sweet and petite, and they also have to be like really super tall and really super short.
Oh my gosh, I hate that.
Like so big and hulking huge, and so tiny and petite.
I hate that so much.
No, I'm not gonna be reading that.
That was in That Time I Got Drunk. Well, I guess she wasn't super tiny, but
no, she wasn't super tiny.
I hate when all of the the male characters have to be like 7 foot tall and just
muscles
huge.
For days.
Yeah, I'm like, why?
I'm like, do you think about what that matchup actually looks like?
Right? Like
you have a 6'5" with huge muscles, and you've got a 5 foot nothing, weighs 110 pounds soaking wet.
I can tell you right now from experience that they're only gonna go up to the stomach. Like, it's not.
Well, and you try and picture any sort of sex with that.
It's not easy.
I mean, I'm thinking you've got this massive man and this tiny woman. Her legs are only going to spread so far apart.
Yep.
I mean, unless she's double jointed, which I don't seem to see too often. Although some positions that they talk about, you'd think they were double jointed, but I don't know. I just make it reasonable for a fantasy world. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
And don't
just a little bit.
Don't rely on the looks of your character to carry your story. Because I don't care what your character looks like, quite honestly. I really don't. Which is probably why Zayd, never Z. I was like, I couldn't give two shits what the dude looked like. He was an asshole.
That gave me shivers.
Yeah. But you know, I'm like, that was so very much of a stereotype physical appearance carrying a story. Or trying to carry a story.
Thank you. Trying.
So, you know, I can't, don't make it rely on that. Don't make your physical relationship rely on physical looks. No insta-love, please. Unless it's magical insta-love, and then that could get interesting.
Yeah.
Then the fantasy has something to do with it.
Indeed.
I don't know, I'm rambling at this point. None of it makes sense, but to say I probably will. But like most other books, if it is massively popular, I probably won't read it.
That's fair. And I probably will, and I'll tell her to then not read it.
Yeah, probably.
I seem to like to torture myself by reading the popular books, knowing that I probably am not gonna like them, but because they're popular, I get sucked in, and I'm like, I'll try it. Why not? And I always regret it.
I thought with Fourth Wing, I thought, hey, dragons. Right, dragons. I'll do dragons. And so I downloaded a Kindle sample. It was like the first 2 chapters, I think. Holy crap. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then I watched a couple of, because I already knew I was going to read it. I watched a couple of spoiler reviews where they went through the entire, there's this one, Reads with Rachel. She did a 2-part series on it. And I mean, this woman went chapter by chapter. And I knew exactly what I missed out on, and I'm glad that I did, because, dang.
We don't hate the genre as a whole.
No,
anymore.
I don't hate the classification. I never did, if I'm honest, because I've loved this book since I read it. And I like picked this book almost as soon as it came out. I picked this up, so I've always been blowing smoke out my ass. Why do you people listen to me? Don't listen to me.
Kelly, you're always right. You are the North Star. We have to follow you.
I know. I hate to disappoint you all. But what we will be talking about next week, in fact, is our book club book, which is currently downstairs in my reading chair, and I don't have it with me, but it is The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher. That is our March book club read that we will have a live discussion on next Sunday at 3-ish o'clock.
Yes.
Next Sunday, as in April 7th. It is
3-ish o'clock.
A spoilery video, though, so if you have not read it and you want to, don't join us at 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Facts. Join us when you have read it.
Yes.
Well, I think that that's going to do it for this video. Let us know what book you had going all the way in this tournament down in the comments, or if you like disagree with us in any way.
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah, where did we... We didn't go wrong anywhere, but if you want to argue that we did, you sure can let us know.
You can try!
We think very highly of ourselves.
Yeah, you can try. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Still be arguing about Followed by Frost and Divine Rivals if we hadn't come up with the blocked.
Facts. Facts.
Be here for all day long.
Let's not letting that one go. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, go on down below the video and hit that red subscribe button and join the Everyday Adventure family so you can see our beautiful faces every Sunday with new book videos. Yeah. I say this as this comes out on a Monday, but normally it's every Sunday.
Yeah, we're not terribly prompt.
That's our
but you get the content, don't you?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
Better late than never, but whatever. Also, if you want even more content from this channel, then you can go and join channel memberships where you get early access to the non-bookish videos for the time being, as well as some members only videos that you won't find anywhere else on the channel, and some live streams every now and again. So go and join channel membership so you don't miss out on all of that. And add something in. Oh, go and check out our Instagram and our TikTok. Go follow us over there where you can see we had reading vlogs from this whole book madness experience, so go and check those out, read along with us over there, and just any additional little bookish things you can find at Everyday Epic Book Club on both Instagram and TikTok.
There you go. And if you need more, you can go check out the rest of Amy's channel, which has all kinds of other content than books. Things like shopping and home decor and kitties and baking and cleaning and organizing and home renovations and on and on and on. And if you want more content, head on over to Amy's blog where she has articles reviewing Netflix shows, Watch It Wednesdays, and articles reviewing restaurants, which is Foodie Fridays, and much more than that as well. So go check it out and become a part of the entire Everyday Epic family. Family. Go watch some basketball.
Has anyone else's bracket been busted? Because mine has. I had Houston going all the way, baby, and now we're not doing great.
No.
Everyone in my Final Four, I think, has got knocked out now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a bracket. I'm not a sports girly. I had to dig through my closet to find the only sort of athletic shirt that I actually own.
Nice. Well, fun fact, this is actually one of my old basketball practice jerseys from high school.
From high school, there you go.
It back. Wait a minute,
it's not what this is about, man.
Not important. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye.